use anything to do with Lakshmi or lotus, for example. Two things that you could do. One is that offering a diya or a lamp or an arti to Ishvara, Lord Shiva, with the lotus stem wick or batti. See, this is how it looks. I'll show you through a close-up. Okay, these are all made of lotus stem, and anything to do with lotus is nothing but something to do with goddess Lakshmi, something that is very dear to her. So when you light this, it's not easy to light it, you see. It's like it's made very differently, it's very delicate. So on this you'll have to keep a camphor and then light every Mondays to Lord Shiva. This is very, very auspicious. Say it's actually equivalent to performing the Ashwamedha Yaga itself. You get those kind of punya, you collect that kind of grace. And the next thing is that you could every Monday offer a handful of amla, okay, gooseberries. Just offer a handful of amlas. That's available everywhere, in every part of India it's available. So you can just take that and offer it on the Shivaling. Like you can go to a Shiva temple and then tell them on a Monday that offer it on the Shivaling. Or especially in North India, if you have the opportunity to do it yourself, you can go and put it on the Shivaling and do pranam and come back. Or in South India especially, we're not allowed to touch the Shivaling other than the main priest. So when that is the case, then what you could probably do is just give it to the Purohit or Pujari and then request him to offer it to Shivaling, because that is considered as Lakshmi again. So she is also Lakshmi. Nallikai we say in Kannada, and Avla in Hindi, gooseberry in English. So that is considered as goddess Lakshmi herself. So you remember the great saint Shankaracharya, of when a lady gave gooseberries to him, he converted that to gold. So it's Kanakadhara Stotra. When he started reciting, it became gold. So it's like that. So basically, I'm not saying that this is going to be gold, but definitely with the intention of offering whatever we have, the least that we can offer to Lord Shiva. When we do that, automatically he accepts it gracefully and he will always bless. Actually, there is a story for this that I would like to narrate. So what happened was, once Lord Shiva and Parvati were taking a stroll in a forest, and then they see one very old man. He's struggling for even 1 square meal a day. He doesn't have money and he's performed a lot of bad karmas. So it so happens that Parvati is the mother goddess, and the mother in her makes her feel like, I can't see this child suffer. So she tells Shiva, come on, why don't you help this person out and bless with prosperity? So that's when Shiva says, I want to, as much as I want to help this man, he's not performed any good deed in the past. So that's what Lord Shiva says, that he's not performed any good deed in the past, no punya karya at all. So there is no way I can help him. So even if I have to call goddess Lakshmi, there should be some merit, some good deed that he should have done, and I don't see him doing anything like that. So I'm sorry, I cannot help. So then she says, but you give some solution to him. So he says, okay, fine, let me think about it. And then he will go in the vesh or in the disguise of another man, a wise man, and he'll say, like, see, this is what you're suffering, right? Why don't you go and offer some gooseberries to Lord Shiva? He says, okay, fine. And then he goes in the forest also. He sees that, there is plenty of gooseberry, but there is always a barter expected. So, people who are selling it, they want something in return and he has nothing to give. So he will wonder, oh, okay, now what do I do? I'm so unfortunate that, my misfortune is taking me left, right and center. I'm moving around, I'm doing things, but in nowhere I'm seeing light. So then again Parvati will pester and say, no, this is not the way it is. You have to call goddess Lakshmi to bless. So then goddess Lakshmi also says, there is no way I can come and bless him because he's not done one good merit. So that is why it's very important to do good deeds, help people, not just do pujas and pariharas and all that. It's also equally important to help others and do some good merit so that you get timely help. So even then, there is absolutely nothing that he can do. So at that time, Parvati will kind of pester him and say, pester Lord Shiva and say, if you don't, then I'm not moving from this place. You have to help him. So then Ishvara will go again as a wise man in that disguise and he will tell him, see, I understand that you're not able to get anything. Go and pick up whatever is dried and fallen down from the tree. Nobody is going to ask you for something in return. So there is no barter required, but you offer that. So then the man will say, how will Shiva accept a dried gooseberry? So then Shiva will say he will accept anything you give with love and Shraddha, so you go and do it. That is when he will go and pick up all those dried gooseberries and offer it on the Shivaling, and that very next minute Lakshmi, goddess Lakshmi, will be there, and she will appear and say, I am now ready to help you. That's when Parvati will say, all these days, I mean, when I have been constantly pestering Shiva, call Lakshmi, you have not turned up. Why is it that you turned up the moment he offered? Because she says that, one good merit is good enough for me to come. And all these years, all the past lifetimes, he's done nothing good. But the moment Shiva told him to offer even a dried gooseberry, I had to come there, because gooseberry is again indicative of me. The very fact that he's ready to offer something, even if it's a dried flower or a fruit or whatever it is, the moment that good act is performed with a good intention, with a pure heart, automatically the next minute I am there to bless. And then the whole fortune of that man changes after that, once goddess herself is there. So like this, we all need a turning point. We don't know what we have done in the past. We don't know what we plan to do in the future. People often say, when I get money, I'm going to do this. When I get loads of money, I'm going to do that. But it's never like that. When you get money, most people forget, and very few people do what they're supposed to do. I can still count, and